crazy out here today. Let's jump right into this video. I want to congratulate the phenomenal singer, actress, Ray J big sister, Brandy Norwood. I believe it was yesterday she received her star in the on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood Walk of Fame. Man, that's a legendary Brandy. And I believe she deserved it. She's been around for years. Brandy started at 14. I'm gonna give y'all a little history on Brandy because I'm gonna talk about her book. She just put out her bio about her life, and we're gonna discuss some of the stuff in her book. I seen an interview with Wanya Morris, so I gotta talk about that chapter. But anyway, Brandy Norwood, we all know she's Ray J big sister. You know, that's why we know Ray J, because of you, Brandy. She started at 14, 15 years old, wanted to break into the music industry. And Brandy, when she was in school, she used to always stress to her teachers that she wanted to be famous. This is why you don't listen to naysayers, y'all. She had a teacher constantly pretty much knocking her dream down. You know what her teacher told her to do? She told her, be practical. I have some notes on this one, y'all. Be practical, have a backup plan, and the odds are slim. Brandy Norwood, teacher, told her this. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, just from years ago, I remember Brandy telling somebody on an interview that the same teacher told her she wasn't pretty enough for Hollywood. Yeah, you're not pretty enough. Because, you know, Brandy, she got this distinct look where her eyes is a little bit farther across her face. And then she got the almond eyes that makes her distinguished and beautiful. But her teacher thought it made her ugly. So she pretty much told her, girl, you better have a backup plan. And I learned about backup plans from Will Smith. Will Smith said, it's not a plan B. Plan A gotta work. You gotta get that mindset, because if you have a plan B before you try plan A, you setting yourself up for failure. It's saying to yourself, this might not work, so I gotta have a plan. As soon she know I be on live. Can y'all still hear me? She know when I don't answer, I'm doing a live video. But you see how the devil works? Haven't called me all day. And here comes Satan. But anyway, you have to focus on your plan A, and you got to execute. So Brandy started at 14, 15 years old. She went to her parents. They seen all kind of talent in her, and they put everything into her, spiritually, financial, supporting her, and they made sure she was in the right places at the right time, and she made it happen. So, let me put on my glasses, y'all. Y'all know I cannot see. Let me put on my glasses, because I got a lot of notes on Brandy. So, the family invested energy, and it paid off. Atlantic signed Brandy in 1994. That's the year David was born. So that was 32 years ago. She been famous over 30-something years. So 1994, they signed Brandy, and it followed up by the TV show Moesha. How many of y'all used to watch Moesha? I still love Moesha. That show was so good. But if y'all remember, before Moesha, once she on that one show, what was it called, y'all? She was the comedian's daughter. Y'all remember Brandy was on that show? So she did a couple of sitcoms before, I think, Moesha. Well, anyway, Brandy biggest, let me see. Hold on. Let me get my notes together here. Brandy biggest turning point wasn't fame. It was ignoring the voices that told her that she couldn't do it. So her biggest turning point in life was not fame. That wasn't her biggest obstacle. And that's how it is with a lot of us. Our biggest problem is not that we can't do something, that we don't believe we can do it. It's the naysayers. You know, the haters, they the ones would keep you bounded and make you believe you can't accomplish your dreams. So Brandy saying, I knew I had talent. I was a cute little black girl. And that was another strike against me. I was a black girl. But I knew I had talent. But I'm listening to my teacher telling me I'm not pretty, have a backup plan, I can't make it. I'm listening to other people saying the odds is against me. Because just think when Brandy came out 30-some years ago. Do y'all know that was the time when R&B was booming? I mean, everybody wanted to be famous, including me. Everybody wanted to be like the Temptations used to be. I remember the Temptations, they used to sing out on street corners. We used to try to sing everywhere we could. Talent shows. Anytime somebody say sing something then. You gotta be on it. Everybody wanted to be famous. And back then, you had to have talent. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have AI. You had to know how to sing. You hear me? Sing. So if you didn't have those vocal cords, you wasn't about to get signed. It was hard to get in the industry back then. And she beat the odds. Okay. Let me see. Before I go into the book, like I said, I want to congratulate Brandy. She got her Walk of Fame star. It was such an honor. And one of my favorite content creators was there, Ahmad Wiggins. Ahmad is so fine. You know Ahmad is a G-man. But Ahmad, you sure? You sure, baby? Are you sure? Because that chocolate bar there, boy, Ahmad is so fine to me. And he funny. I'm like, Jesus. Anyway, he was there, and Brandy was telling him she loved him and saying, you like my best friend. He really liked that with Brandy. So Ahmad is official. So he wasn't just showing up. Brandy really knows him, and he proved it on his show. You can go over there and check it out where he was there. He enjoyed the moment with her, and it was legendary. It was beautiful. New Edition just got theirs not too long ago. You know I got to bring on my boys. I want to be clear before I start this video because people like to twist words. You know, people like to twist your words. You can say one thing and they hear something totally different. Because this video is not just about Brandy being famous. And also, we know that Brandy was the legendary Whitney Houston goddaughter. Y'all know that? When they did, what's that movie they did together? Did they do 2 movies together? No, she did one with Donna Ross. She did one with Donna Ross, and she did one with Whitney Houston. And I believe after Cinderella, and I believe after that movie, Whitney Houston loved her so much, she decided, thank you, Phyllis. She loved her so much, she decided to make her her goddaughter. And if y'all remember the day that Whitney Houston left here, she walked up on the stage. It was Monica, it was Brandy, and it was Clyde Davis. And she gave Brandy a note. We're going to talk about that too. What y'all think was on that note? She loved her some Brandy. And after that, if y'all notice, Brandy kind of distanced herself from Ray J. Y'all notice that? Did y'all notice that? Okay. Brandy wrote a book, and she made sure the book came out just the same time as her Walk of Fame star. And she did it for a reason, because she wanted to share her truth. And I don't want this to sound like I'm victim shaming. I don't want this to sound like that I'm putting blame on a kid, but I'm giving this video for awareness, because I don't want to hear no more of these stories. You know what I'm saying? I am tired of hearing these kind of stories. Who remember when Brandy was dating Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men? Do y'all remember that? And it's funny because none of us really paid attention to the age gap. For real, back then, I never noticed he was 22 and she was 16. Yeah. And I seen an interview with Wanya, and he was kind of bragging about being 22. And she was 16. And he pretty much was saying, we both knew what it was. It wasn't like everybody think. Ask Brandy. I guess he didn't anticipate that Brandy was gonna come out with a bio about her life, because Brandy's story is not matching his story. Let me tell you what I mean. He said that when Brandy came out, 14, 15 years old, so she was new to the industry. She was a big Boyz II Men fan. Her mother made a phone call. My daughter loved you, Wanya. She wanted to meet you. Introduced them. Brandy was ecstatic. Oh my God, I'm meeting Wanya. I'm meeting Boyz II Men. Oh my God. Oh God. She probably met New Edition, Michael Bivins. And she was just excited because she's new in the industry, right? So she became his protege. Just like Boyz II Men is Michael Bivins' protege, that he took her up on his arms, like, I'm going to show you the works, baby girl, the ropes, and yeah, you know, I'm going to help you out because Michael Bivins helped us out. Well, her mother went wrong, where the parents that dealt with R. Kelly went wrong. She left her baby girl with a grown-ass man. Brandy not putting this part in her book because she got to protect mama. So I'm going to talk about her, okay? She let them become friends. Just like, I don't know if y'all remember this, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's daughter, she had a crush on Kanye when she was younger. She was around with Kanye, and Kanye was like her big brother. Who in the hell introduced their teenage daughters to grown men and say, yeah, y'all can be best friends? Y'all got to make this make sense to me. So Miss Norwood allowed them to be friends. Now, Wanya Morris, his story is, no, Miss Norwood knew we were dating. And when Brandy was about to graduate, which was probably a year later, he was too old to take her to the dad. You know, he was 23. Usher mama too. That's right. Send him off to a grown-ass man to a flavor camp. Okay, so he was too old to take her to her prom. You can't be 17 and show up to the prom with a 23, 24-year-old boyfriend, right? I mean, nowadays it'll fly. Anything goes nowadays. I wouldn't be shocked somebody show up at their prom with a 35-year-old. It's normal now to people. Okay, so he said that Miss Norwood came to him as if him and Brandy was married, and they discussed, this is his story, they discussed that Kobe Bryant, the Lakers Kobe, would take her to her prom. And he was good with that. That was my girlfriend. Me and her mother came up with it, and Kobe took her to the prom. You know, she had a crush on Kobe, too. So she ended up going to the prom with Kobe, which was the same year Kobe was graduating. Kobe was more her style. They the same age. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly the same age, right? But let Brandy tell it, she hid the secret from her mama, and her mom and dad didn't know that her and Wanya was dating. Wanya saying mama knew. What y'all think? I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think Brandy is fabricating a story to cover up for her mother because she don't want her mother to look like everybody else's mama? For real. I'm going to tell you what I think, Brandy. I think your mother knew. Yeah. Even if you don't think she knew, I'm going to tell you why I believe your mother knew. Because I used to be a 16, 17-year-old girl. I used to be that age. And if your mother was a Christian woman, like she said, financially, stability, energy, she was on you, she was managing you, she was with you all the time, she couldn't have missed that. We know how our kids move. We know how they behave. We know when they're mad. We know when they're sneaking something. We know our children. So you cannot tell me, Miss Norwood, that, because you know he broke her virginity. He broke her virginity. So your 14, 15-year-old little girl went from, oh, mommy, please, I want to meet Boyz II Men, especially Wanya. Mama, please, please make some phone calls. You know, little cute little girl, and her mom make the calls, to coming through the house, probably slapping Ray J. Get out my room. I can't stand your ugly self. Go make a freak video with Kim. This was before Kim Kardashian. Y'all was being funny. Your attitude changed. That's how most grandmamas knew. If mama didn't know, grandmama knew when you was sexually active. You know grandmama would say this, so you smelling yourself now, huh? You done been with one of them little boys, or you been one of them fast-tailed little girls. Grandmama knew because your attitude changed. When your daughter start combing her hair, she start grooming herself. You see her in the dang on mirror a little bit longer than normal, doing all this. Smiling and shit, happy, skipping, laughing. You're like, what you so happy for? Now, if the mama wasn't the manager and the mama wasn't with her all the time, I could give her a little pass because she let a chaperone be with her. But no, Miss Norwood, you were there. You can't tell me when this 20-something-year-old man broke your teenage daughter virginity, you didn't see nothing. She didn't cry. She went on the phone a little extra. She didn't get smart with you sometimes. She still stayed a little girl bubbly. Impossible. You didn't see her wanting to be clingy with him. One thing I know, I was a teenage girl, and I remember my virginity getting taken. I was almost 18. I was a few months from being 18, right? I went from, he's so cute, because he was older than me a little bit. He's so cute. I'm so in love with him. He's so cute. To going crazy, pretty much. Where you been? Why you ain't answer the phone? I hate you. Just acting a fool. Knocking on the door. Just being over, going over my boundaries. Just acting crazy because I didn't know how to handle it. Most teenage little girls, we don't know how to handle that. That's why you're not supposed to be having ex when you're a teenager, because your emotions is everywhere. You're a little kid. You don't know how to handle that. And then a grown man, come on, y'all. Let's be real, Brandy. This is why I think she wrote the book, because now she's an older woman and she has her own daughter, and she looked back at her life and said, man, he took advantage of me. He did some stuff to me he wasn't supposed to do. Could you imagine what a grown man do to a teenage girl? Because you know what his motive is, right? To turn her out. To make her go crazy. This is why y'all older men right now, that's just say 40, 50 years old, y'all like 20 and 30-year-olds. Your motive is not to, I just think she pretty. Nope. Manipulation, attraction, control. This is why you like somebody younger than you, because you know y'all not on the same level 9 times out of 10. It's very rare you find a younger person 20, 30 years younger than you that's going to be on your level. You looking for a trophy. You looking for somewhere that you can just run through. You looking for someone that think money is valuable more than respect, because most older women, they got their own shit settled down. So that's why y'all older men say, I don't want no older woman. I don't want nobody my age, because you know you can't piss in her ear and tell her it's rain. It's not the attraction level, because I know some bomb older women. Shit, I'm 56. I know some women that look good. I know these older women that's in the gym cut up with 6-packs. It's an old woman that's on the internet. She almost 80. It can do 2 or 3 different kind of splits, stand on her head and everything. And she almost 80. So it cannot be the attraction. No, it's the control. It's, what is that word they use all the time? It's called power imbalance. That means you want that power, but y'all not evenly yoked. It's called power imbalance. I want to control you. And I know if you're a little younger than me, you not stable. You know, you on TikTok, you just want the red bottoms. And baby, I got that. You ain't nothing but a sugar daddy, a pimp. So Miss Norwood should have seen the signs, but she said she didn't. I don't believe that, Miss Norwood. I'm sorry, Brandy, but I just don't believe that. And your dad was around too. You was raised with both your parents, like I was. You know what I'm saying? A 16-year-old is not responsible as much as a grown man. A grown man is responsible for his actions. I don't want to hear no excuse that her mama let us date. She let me break her virginity. She was so attracted to me. Things just happened. No. When you grown and a kid like you, it's your job to nip that shit in the bud. You ain't even got to tell their parents. I would, but you don't even. It's your job to say, listen here. If you cut it to me like that again, if you say anything like that again, I'm never talking to you no more. I'm your big brother now. I ain't your boyfriend. Because you know back then, we have crushes on people. We see cute dudes and I like him. That's why my parents didn't let older dudes like my brother friends. And I had a crazy brother. My brother friends, they couldn't say that's my little girlfriend. You know, dudes used to do that back in the day. And guess what? Them same dudes that used to try to say I was their little girlfriend, they like me right now. My brother didn't have to check some of his friends when I'm like, you know, your friend said something to me. He'd be like, hell no. Because he'd be like, so you, this is how my brother think. So you was looking at my sister when she was little. Nah, man, your sister grown. He said, nah, dude, nah. My sister been around you since she was like 8. Now you like her. He ain't having it. And every time my brother would pull up with his friends, and my brother has some fine friends. I mean, some fine friends. He'd be like, get in the house. I ain't got to go in the house. He would grab me up, get in the house. And they'd be like, man, what you doing? She out here with her? No, yeah, and her little friends, y'all go somewhere. Because my friends had a crush on my brother. But my brother used to torture people. That's another video. He used to torture my friends. And they be like, James crazy. I love him. He's stupid as hell. My brother was stupid as hell. When he knew my friends liked him, he would just pick with them. Like, your little ugly ball. He didn't care. But anyway, you got to be careful with your kids, man, because you got predators out here. You think they're your friends. You think they care about your kids. You think they will protect your kids. Fame do not mean security. Fame don't mean love. Fame don't mean protection. It's more predators in the industry than I think out here in the world, and they got money. You know why? Because I think the industry make them do shit to be famous. So now they predators. I'm just being real. I think the victims become victimizers in Hollywood. That's why you hear about so much shit going on in Hollywood, because they turn people out. There is no excuse for crossing lines. None. Wanya can't sit here and tell us that it was an excuse why he was dating Brandy. But, now this is where y'all get mad at me at. Y'all know but me, right? But mean everything you just said, you just canceled it out. I ain't really canceling everything out. But let's talk some real shit today. Because I'm tired of these kind of videos. I am so sick or tired of women becoming women and they telling the story that when I was a teenager, I was sleeping with a grown person. They not saying, if y'all pay attention, they not saying this person raped them, took their body. Most of these women are not saying that these people took their bodies. They saying that they were in an inappropriate relationship, that they did it by choice at that age. But however, now that I'm grown, I realize I wasn't responsible to make that decision. But I did behind my mother's back. So guess what? He took advantage of me. He was wrong. And this is where I have a problem with some of this stuff. Now, don't twist my words. And this is where that fast tail ass little girl come in at. Don't twist my words now. Let me finish. Y'all gonna get mad at me. Don't twist my words, okay? We have to start teaching our girls better. We have to start teaching them that they're valuable. That protection, to protect their innocence, protect their body, protect their future, and teach them what manipulation looks like. It's up to us to teach them so they don't fall into this shit where they have these stories like Brandy. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real right now. I used to be 16. Y'all used to be 16. I used to be 17, 18, 19, 20. I used to be all my ages. That's why when I hear these girls talking, I be sitting there like, I know what I was doing at 16. If you sneaking, let me tell y'all something. Let's be 100. If you sneaking behind your parents' back and you doing something, you know what that mean? That mean you know it's wrong. If you doing something behind your parents' back and you like, I can't tell mama, you know better. How can that be manipulation when you sneaking and doing it? Manipulation means you don't know what you're doing. I didn't know it was wrong. He told me it was something good, mama. I didn't know. No, but if you hiding something, you know better. You cannot get in front of a judge. Let me tell y'all how real this shit is. And people need to stop doing it. You can't get in front of a judge in no courtroom and commit a crime with somebody older. Say your friend. Just say you 16 and your friend 24. A friend. Just say y'all both females. Your friend said, let's go set it off like the movie. I got your pawpaw. Let's go. Well, I got to sneak out the house because my mama don't know. Girl, come on. We got to get this money. Y'all go pile up some banks, like set it off. You get caught. Now you're in front of the judge. And the judge say, why did you do that? Do you think he gonna accept you looking at your friend and said, well, she convinced me to do it. She said it was right. Did you know it was wrong? Did you know you weren't supposed to rob a bank? Yeah. So you gonna be held accountable for your actions. Did they put a pawpaw to your head? Did they force you to do it? You had free will, right? But you knew you're not supposed to go in a bank with a pawpaw. You knew that, right? So guess what? You gonna get a little less time than this grown person go get, because they really knew better. He about to get 20, I'm gonna give you 10. 10 years? I'm just a kid who made a grown-up decision. Even the judge make you pay for your decisions. Do y'all know how many kids in the penitentiary? Let's be real today. Do y'all know how many kids is in the penitentiary? Because they made a grown-up decision. You don't get a pass because you a kid if you doing stuff that you know better. I ain't talking about trafficking, being forced, being raped. I'm talking about I'm making this decision to lay up with this dang on man. Now, when you 12 and 13, you can't really make them decisions for real because you ain't supposed to be dating no damn way. But at 12 and 13, you should be so innocent. I'm trying to figure out where this should come in at that age. 12 and 13, you should be so innocent and scared. Anybody say anything to you, you should be telling. That's how I was. See, that's when you're not attentive to your child. When they that young, you can't let them go spend a night. See, that now I thank my mother. Because I thought she was the craziest, strictest mother on earth. I couldn't spend a night nowhere. I couldn't go nowhere too long without checking in. We wasn't allowed to go in our neighbors' houses when we was outside playing. My mother said, when I look out this window, I better see you. And I did the same thing with my kids. You can't go in nobody's house. And if they had uncles and daddies and stuff, no, you can't go on no activities and nothing with them. I don't know him. He might be a preacher. He might be nice. I don't know him. So no, you can't go. And that's the kind of mother I had. Now I thank her because she protected me. And all the time I'm thinking she was being mean, but she was protecting me. So Miss Norwood, when I was 16, Do you think my mother would have introduced me to even Michael Jackson if I just say I was famous? My mother wouldn't even let me go around Michael Jackson because he was older than me. My mother was kind of mother. She was like, I don't care who he is. He older than you. You ain't finna be around. My mother wasn't gonna let me be around boys my age. You think my mother would have introduced me to a boy at 16? What? My mama? Mm-mm. So I don't understand how you introduced her to a grown ass man. I can see you calling his manager and say, my daughter, Brandy, really want to meet Boyz II Men. Y'all take some pictures and stuff and happy and hug them and you show everybody at school and you go on about your business. Him becoming your daggone mentor and you hanging out with him. Oh, hell no. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I just think people use that stuff for opportunities. That's what I believe. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about Wanya, because a lot of people love Boyz II Men. You know, right now they on tour with New Edition, and I don't know if y'all know how Boyz II Men started. They started under Michael Bivins. It's in the New Edition movie. That's real. They started under Michael Bivins, and he put them on. Well, Wanya is the lead singer, the main singer of Boyz II Men. I did some research on him today. He was married to Stacey Nash, his first wife. He married her in 2002. Now let's go back a little bit. Him and Brandy dated for a while. He broke her heart. And he bragged about it in his interview to me. I just had to break it off with her. He pretty much was saying, I was just tired of her ass. He was saying that pretty much in a roundabout way in his interview. I was just sick of her. I just broke up with her. I thought it was time. She was younger than me. Pretty much, I done broke her virginity. I done did everything to her. I ain't want her no more. So Brandy was crushed behind Wanya. Well, anyway, he married Tracy Nash in 2002. Somebody needs to look that up for me. I wonder how old she was. I didn't look that part up. I wonder was he older than her? They end up having 6 children by Tracy Nash. They had 4 boys, and he did the George Foreman thing, y'all. All his sons named Wanya. He got Wanya 1, 2, Wanya 3, Wanya 6. I don't know where 6 come in at. And then he has Wanya Jr. Then he had a child in 99. He has a child in 99. And then he had a daughter, which is a little older. Her name's Shayla. If y'all ever Google him, his kids can sing their ass off. I mean, they can harmonize, and they look just like him. One of them look like Michael Bivins, though. She need to get a blood test. One of them, he need to get a blood test. One of them look like Michael Bivins. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know where you was, Michael, but they can blow. So I kept saying, dang, why his kids ain't famous yet? They keep doing these YouTube videos, and I never see their father. Come to find out, he don't allegedly talk to his kids. He stayed with their mother from 2002 until 2019. So that's 17 years. So he was with her off and on. But this the part tripped me out, y'all. He left her and left them kids. What? Why you a trip? He allegedly left her and left them kids, right? Because he had an affair with, what's her name? I think her last name is Reyes. He had an affair with Miss Reyes, and she looked Hispanic. I'm for sure she's Hispanic. She got Miss Reyes. They have a little girl. Now, this the part cracks me up. Just unbelievable. They said from 2019, which he was cheating, he married Miss Reyes, and he still was married to Tracy. And I said, how in the hell he didn't go to jail? He was a bigamist, but not legal. I said, these people in Hollywood kind of crazy, Jesus. I said, he's married to 2 women for about a year. Miss Reyes didn't just take him cheating and being the side piece. She accepted a fake marriage. And I thought black girls was the only one y'all be talking about calling us crazy. This is a Hispanic woman. They had a wedding without the license. So it looked like to the world he had 2 wives, but legally he couldn't marry the other woman. So she accepted a huge wedding in front of her family, I guess. And they thought they were really married, but they behind the scenes like, baby, you know we really can't get no wedding license because I'm married. Okay. I just not gonna tell my papi. So they got married, but they didn't get married. Y'all remember Yandy from Love and Hip Hop? She did the same thing with Mendici. They wasn't really married. They had this huge wedding, and it wasn't no license involved. So they have these weddings, I guess, for the people. I mean, why are you doing it? I just don't understand. Are they crazy in Hollywood? I don't understand the logic of that. Why I'm pretending that we're married? We grown as hell out here. We ain't married. I ain't finna have no damn wedding and I ain't married to your ass. You sound stupid as hell. So if something happened to you, here come your real wife and I'm gonna look like a damn fool. I don't have no authority because we really not married. So he ended up marrying Miss Reyes, a fake wedding, a fake marriage, and had a little girl. And he's well, how do you say that? Extranged from his kids. And he stopped talking to Tracy completely, and he just left his kids behind. Now I see why he was manipulating Brandy, because this man don't have no sense of respect. He don't care about people. He don't have no love for nobody. He left 6 kids and a wife and had another damn wife. 2002 to 2019, he jumped right into a marriage with Miss Reyes or whatever her name. And the whole time he was cheating in between the two. So what Brandy had coming, and she was a little girl? Nothing. So let's go back to Brandy, her book. Brandy Truth. The lesson every woman must learn about power, age, and accountability. That's what my title is about this video. Brandy Truth. The lesson every woman must learn about power, age, and accountability. Brandy Norwood received her Hollywood star yesterday. She was number 2,839th star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. This is a huge honor. Brandy has faced several challenges, from people saying she couldn't do it, to broken heart, raising her daughter by herself, and recently, losing her mentor, Whitney Houston. And recently, the last 4 years, dealing with her crazy ass little brother. I don't know if y'all really know how Kim Kardashian became famous and known. Kim Kardashian was Brandy's assistant. This is how long Brandy been in the game. Kim used to work for Brandy. Ain't that something? And that's something I want to bring to y'all attention too. Life is not how you start, it's how you finish. Kim Kardashian was already rich now because her dad was O.J. Simpson head attorney. Her dad, besides Johnny Cochran, he was Johnny Cochran right-hand man. With the O.J., if it don't fit, you must quit. That was the Kardashian and Johnny Cochran. Okay? So she was a little known through her daddy, but we really didn't know the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know them. Kim used to sell her expensive clothes on eBay, y'all. Because she wanted her own money, which it really wasn't her own money because her daddy bought it. But she would take her expensive clothes and she would flip it to get her own money because she wanted to model and be in the industry. So she ended up getting a job with Brandy. Well, Brandy had a little brother named Ray J. cute little thing. He wanted to come out sing one wish, and he had one wish, and he seen Kim Kardashian, and they started dating. And that's where the X video come in with Kim and Ray J. If y'all wonder, how did Ray J end up with Kim? Because he worked for his sister. She was around all the time. And what I mean about life is not how you start, how you finish. Could you imagine Kim Kardashian being Brandy's assistant? Now she a billionaire. She's worth more than Brandy. And it didn't come from her daddy because her daddy been gone. It started with the Ray J tape, to be honest. And it went up from there, and then she went into fashion, and she went into makeup, and she went into modeling, and now she's a billionaire. And then she ended up with Diddy. Yeah. Her and her sisters and her mama end up at Diddy house. They should be modeling some baby oil. While the world was celebrating Brandy yesterday, Brandy was talking about her bio of what she went through through her life with an older man. She was 16 and he was 22. And now, do y'all know how he about to look? He's on tour right now with New Edition and Toni Braxton. I wonder what they think of Wanya right now. But you know what? We all pretty much at blame because we all watched it. I remember them dating. I don't know if y'all remember. I used to think they was cute together. I'm like, oh, Brandy girl, she got Wanya from Boyz and Man. Okay. Not ever thinking, how old is Brandy? I never even asked that question. Because you know, Wanya a little younger than me. So I'm older than Brandy. So when I was watching them on TV together, I'm like, I never thought about their age. So they was doing stuff right in front of us, and we accepted it. And I'm tired. I am sick and tired of this same story. The adults, we must do better. We got to stop making excuses. And young women, we must learn early. Know your worth early. Set boundaries early. Because once you understand you're valuable, you won't let nobody play with it. Once you know your value, you won't let nobody play with it. It won't be easy to be taken from you. So Brandy got the story like Cassie, like Aaliyah. Who else got these stories? So many others that haven't even came out. Because when I look back now and I see all these young girls that's been around these older men like Rihanna, you finna write a book next to about Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? All these young girls was able to be groomed. Why? That's my whole question about this video. How was these young girls able to be groomed? Even Kamora Simmons. We watched her run around with Russell. You know how much older Russell was over her? What was her mama? Miss Norwood, why do Brandy have this story when you was her manager? You didn't see nothing? This is why I'm saying people get mad at me. You victim shame. No, I'm not. I look at it this way. Because everybody, you know what they want to do right now, right? People pretty much want Wanya to be charged. And if we nip it in the butt, we nip it right when it starts, we wouldn't have all these grown fools about to go to jail. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the love. We wouldn't have these grown people going to jail if we just stop it before it starts. When you see something out of pocket, you check that shit right at the door. Hold up, bro. No. We about music, right? Let me see you even look at her wrong again. And your little fast ass, let me see you smiling up in his face again and you ain't gonna have no teeth. You gotta check these girls. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all. Tell me if I'm lying. Most men think with their other head. They weak. And a lot of them, they may have the thoughts and say she cute in their mind, but a lot of them ain't gonna react. You know when a lot of people react? When the girl let them know, you can react. You can holler at me. Because most of them are afraid. You don't think Wanya would have been afraid of Miss Norwood because Miss Norwood like she don't play? Do you think if he wasn't introduced from her mama that he would have cut into Brandy and been in her face knowing her mama don't play? She accepted it. Why would this man tell all his truth? Because he said, I broke her virginity and I broke her heart. He said it. I broke her virginity and I broke her heart. I was 22 and she was 16. He said it. This is not even alleged. I watched the interview. And I know he did the interview now because he never thought Brandy was going to make a bio about her life. So he didn't own up to sleeping with a kid. And he tried to explain it. Well, we was young, messing around and, things happened. We was together all the time. Where was her mother? How are you able to be together all the time when she's 16 and you 22? And Brandy, you gonna tell me your mama didn't know? Where was she at? I'll wait. How can a 16-year-old have that much freedom? How can a famous 16-year-old have that much freedom? It ain't too many places Brandy could go at 16 because she had been famous by then like 2 years. So how was you able to run around? And guess what else, Miss Norwood? If we could see Brandy on TV with Wanya, you didn't see him. We're not even in the same state, and I used to see them on TV. I used to see them in magazines. You never paid attention to the TV. You didn't hear the rumors. I actually believe, if I'm not mistaken, they announced they were dating. Did they not? Or did they just say they were friends? And then Ray J run around here mad. Actually, Ray J, you mad at Mace and Shine. You need to be mad at Wanya because he the grown man. They were her age, wasn't they? But I think they're her age. You should be mad at Wanya, the grown man. And where was her daddy? Even when mama letting you do stuff, daddy supposed to have that extra voice like, hell no. Didn't I tell you my daddy would not let me stay out in LA? My mother was for it. She just seen dollar signs like, what? She can do what? Oh, yeah. And my daddy was like, oh, hell no. Because he's a man. See, sometimes you need that man voice. Sometimes you need that man common sense because women, we just say, oh, cute little girl, putting them in passions. And look at John Bonet. She was dressed like a grown woman and damn it, grown women pageants. But her daddy was stupid too. They had thought her daddy did something to her. You need somebody with common sense to say, you're not fit to prance my daughter around on TV in front of these grown men like Blue Ivy. Her daddy ain't got no common sense either. I'm just being real, Jay-Z. But what we expect from Jay-Z when you been with Rihanna since she was about 15. And guess what? He supposed to be Rihanna's godfather. Y'all think Rihanna mama know? She know. I think he went over to Barbados, whatever, and went and got her ass and then told her, you finna sign this contract. There's only one way out if you don't sign this contract, and that's out this window, and you know what floor we on. He said this out of his mouth, and Rihanna signed that contract. Guess what? Rihanna a billionaire, just like Jay-Z. The moral to the story is, the industry is wicked as hell. Hollywood is overrated. Yes, Brandy, you got your star. But if you look back at your life, Brandy, was all that worth it? A woman died because of your heartbreak. Your virginity was broke by an older man. Your mentor died in a bathtub. Your brother was in a scandal with Kim Kardashian. It's like, I know life is not easy. I know it's not. But what is the price for fame? What is a man to gain the world and lose his soul? And all you can do now, close to 50. Is she Brandy 50? How old is Brandy, y'all? Because somebody look it up. Is she like 48? How old is Brandy Norwood? At your age, you got money. You just was on tour with Monica. You got your star, and you just wrote your life story, and it's sad as hell. It was some good stuff in there, but most of it was sad. Was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Was it worth it? Could you at least make your mother be accountable and your dad for not protecting you from that predator? That's their job as parents. You're supposed to ask the questions. You're supposed to check the phones. You're supposed to know their friends. You're supposed to pick up and drop off. They don't get to catch buses and stuff until you know they're of age to be responsible. Even with Cassie, her mother sent her off to college. She dated a man 10 years older than her. But if you don't teach your children young, they value, they're going to give it away. I keep talking about Top Shelf, man. I keep talking about Top Chef. It was a young girl. I don't even know who she is. I don't know all these new artists. She had on a dress today, y'all, over the weekend. All this was out. All this was out. You can tell she didn't have on no panties. And she didn't have no bra. You couldn't see it because she had something in the front and the back, but you could see her hips and half her butt. And she just prancing around. And she looking like, I'm that shit. No, you're free. You free. People that's valuable, things that's worth a lot of money, high class, high price, you don't get to see for free. I keep telling y'all that. Your mental state got to be messed up if you go around here half naked and you think you're valuable. Your mental state got to be messed up if you going around here sleeping with everybody and you think you valuable. No, you free, and free shit don't cost nothing. Free shit is free. It ain't no value. I just seen your whole hips and booty and stuff. You ain't got no value. You free. If you teach your child young, they won't be quick to do that. Have you ever met, for real, it might be some of y'all, because they used to say this about me. Have you ever met a girl, or was it you, that people used to call stuck up? She bougie. She stuck up. You know why? Because you wasn't free. And you knew your worth. And people mistake you having self-love as being stuck up because they so used to free. They used to call me that all the time. And mine came from being shy. I used to be real shy. So I didn't talk a lot. Y'all know y'all shy. Nina, you didn't talk. When I started talking to Jesus, y'all better, please. But I used to be quiet, and I used to love music. So I used to express myself by writing. I used to write lyrics. And then I was the girl in school people come to say, Nina, I like such and such. Even dudes, would you write the love letter for me? Man, I could write a love letter to have somebody's head spinning. Because I used to do poetry. So they be reading it like, oh, girl, you see what he wrote me? It be me. Give me $2. I'll write your letter. And I'll write it for them. And mine be blown. The girl be gone. That's when you see them walking through school holding hands. I got you. But that's how I used to express myself. I always was before my time. You know why? Because I had a brother, I had cousins, I had a nephew, and I would watch them dog out the weak girls. I'm just going to be real. I used to watch weak girls get dogged, and when they would dog them, they would school me at the same time. I don't know if whoever didn't hear this. One day my brother, and I'm going to tell y'all what I did. One day my brother was talking to one of the girls he had kids by. And I guess he got caught up. And he got on the phone. He didn't pour, before he got on the phone, I'm sitting there at the table doing some work. He didn't pour him a bowl of cereal. He didn't got comfortable, kicked his shoes off. He calls her on the phone. And while I'm doing my work and he eating cereal, all of a sudden I hear this. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. You know I would never do that to hurt you. And I can't believe you just gonna walk away from me like that. And he, with no tears, he was still eating cereal. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, what are you doing? He act like he crying. Next thing you know, she was crying. And he was like, I'll be over there about an hour, babe. She was like, okay. He hung up. He said, don't you ever, ever, ever. No, before he hung up, he put the phone down. He said, don't you ever, ever, ever let an N-word play you like this. Take notes, sis. And I'm sitting there looking like, she really falling for that shit. That's why I said I've been schooled so well. If I get played, it's because I'm just stupid. Because I know too much. You know how many dudes that told me I have a man mentality? They say, Nina, you act like a dude. I said, yeah, Steve Harvey told y'all wrong. Actually, he didn't. Act like a woman, think like a man. But see, I act like a woman and think like a woman. And I know a man. That's what my title would be. Act like a woman, think like a woman, and know how men move. Because I know. I had a brother that was slicker than, I don't know, was slicker than ice. So years later, let's fast forward. Years later, I'm out on a date, y'all. Y'all remember my young buck, Sean Quayle, the young dude, right? Me and him out to eat. And at this time, he just my boy toy. We ain't dating or nothing. We just out hanging. The dude that I was kicking it with was my best friend cousin. I hope he never see this, because he gonna be like, this girl was lying. We had kind of fell out, and he called me. He was talking crazy. I was talking crazy. So he called me. I'm on my date, and I look at the phone. I said, this is such and such. Let me answer this. So Sean's sitting right there. I'm on the phone, and I thought about what my brother did. He going off, talking all kind of crazy. He around his friends, and I said, I just can't believe you doing me like this. I can't believe you showed out in front of your friends, man. You know I care about you. All of a sudden, he got quiet. And I hear him say this, man, y'all be quiet. My girl crying, man. Be quiet, man. I got her. I'm sitting there like, Negro, please. He said, where you at, babe? I said, I'm about to eat with my friends. I said, but I want to see you later. He said, all right, in about a couple hours, we can go. Okay, all right, talk to you later. Can I have some more coffee, ma'am? I wasn't thinking about him. And it worked. He really thought he had me going. He told his friends, my girl crying, man, I got her. And I learned it from my brother. Ladies, stop playing checkers. Because these men out here playing chess. And I'm not telling y'all to play nobody. I'm saying be game conscious. Be wise. Before you put your heart in it, put your mind first. You got to outthink your opponent out here in this world. Even with friends. You got to outthink people. What's your motive? Why you doing that? Why you moving like that? Oh, you answer your phone. Because, okay, you answer your phone. Now I ain't going to answer mine. I'm finna be busy too. I'm not finna chase you down. I ain't looking in your phone. I ain't checking your pockets. I'm too busy loving on me. You got to show them that you're valuable. You got to show them who you are. Do you know who I am? This is why when people be talking about, you 56 and ain't got no man. Do you know who I am? I'm James Mayberry's daughter. You got me messed up. Yeah, I'm his baby girl. Don't nobody else have these fingerprints but me. You can replace a body, but you ain't going to replace this. If you ain't the shit to yourself, who you going to be the shit to? Why y'all think Clarissa Shields keep boosting herself up? And people hate her. They loved her when she had low self-esteem. She, what you call a jigaboo back in the day. She dark skin, short hair, little pigtails. Oh, they love Clarissa. Oh, she's the next champ. Isn't she cute? Now that she's confident, even though I don't like the fact she's running around with Papoose and he's older than her. Well, Papoose like 48 and she what, 31? And she's bragging about this man who haven't completed his shit yet. That's another thing, ladies. Stop dealing with men who have unfinished business. Because to me, you're not a man. A man finishes business before he starts some new business. That's what a man do. A man know how to move because a real man, he don't like drama. A real man want his life to just flow. Baby, I ain't got time for that bug crap. But if you starting something new and ain't finished this, your ass like bug crap. And I don't want to deal with no little boy. But see, somebody didn't teach Clarissa, and that's why her self-esteem is like it is, and she got to talk her way to feeling good every day. I'm fine. That's what she be saying. I'm fine. I'm about the finest person I know. Because somebody done told her, you got to feel it first, and then the world will feel it. But you ain't got to announce it all day, Clarissa, to the world. You can say it in the mirror. You know your eyes is the windows to your soul. I don't know if y'all do this in the morning. Go in the mirror and talk to yourself. And you can feel that go all down through your spirits. Because when you looking at yourself, you can see who you talking to. And your eyes, that's the windows to your soul. So I self-talk in the mirror all the time. But I don't get on here. You know I'm going to be rich, don't you? Y'all know I'm fine as shit. That be Clarissa. And I'm like, girl, do you know you sound touched? Stop doing that. Because the Bible tell you don't be boastful. Let other people brag on you. You do it behind scenes. You walk the walk. You show confidence. You stick your chest out. And you cute. And then everybody say, damn, Clarissa, she didn't change, man. She confident. Then they will see it. You don't have to tell them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to tell y'all I got a keg. Y'all can see the keg. I would look like a damn fool coming outside and I'm showing my keg and be like, boy, I got this 6-pack, boy. Can't nobody do nothing with this 6-pack. And you'd be like, this girl is really nuts. And that's how a lot of people sound. You see something different, but they saying something else. You're like, I don't see a confident person. I see somebody trying to convince themselves that they're worthy. And you ain't got to tell people you worthy. You got to show them. Just show them. And sometimes showing people is just by saying no. When Wanya asked Brandy to sleep with her, because I know he did, once Brandy started feeling him, when she giggled, y'all know this how dudes are. And I learned this from my first love, the person that broke my virginity. Fine as hell. He was the lead singer of the group Class from Grand Rapids. I thought he was just Ralph Tresvant of Grand Rapids. I just went crazy. And guess what he used to do? He used to make me laugh all the time. When a dude can make you, he got you. Every time I was around him, I'm giggling and laughing. And he looking like, ha ha, let me put on my bib. I got her ass. Oh, yeah. Next thing you know, everybody outside, after a few times being around him, everybody outside, you know, back then we used to all hang out on the streets and play kickball and laughing and just haven't been doing key stuff. People end up start singing and doing whatever. We just had a ball over there. And I lived across town. I'm not even supposed to be over there in the hood. I'm in the hood over here. I'm having the time of my life with my best friend, right? My best friend took me over there. Next thing you know, I don't even know how it happened. We end up in his mama's basement by ourselves. How did he get me down here? And then he kissing on me. And I'm like, but I'm liking him so much, it ain't right. My mama go get me, but it felt so right. I'm like, my mama ain't gonna know this. I know I ain't supposed to be in this boy's basement. I'm kind of looking at my watch like, dang, I gotta catch the bus home before it get too dark. And next thing you know, it's over with. And I go outside and everybody looking at us and my friend tell me, ooh, what? I can see you. I'm showing all my teeth. Now I'm at home arguing with my little nephew and getting attitudes and get out my room, slamming doors. And when he ain't answering because he older than me, now I'm mad at everybody in the house. I'm mad at everybody because he ain't answering the phone. This is my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know Brandy mama had to know because my mother knew. My mother said, so you smelling yourself and you think you come around and slam another door and see what happened. Matter of fact, that little boy can't come over here no more. He was a little boy to her. He was older, a little bit older than me, about 2 years, I think. So I was 17, but he was 19, about to be 20. But she had stopped him coming over for a while. I used to holler and scream, I hate y'all, I hate being here. My mama said, say it again. You're not going to be here. I promise you, you won't be here. So I know when you're a young girl and you dating, you show it. Especially when somebody didn't turn you out. Because you know older men, they turn you out. They do shit that boys your age ain't gonna do. Yeah. They even know how to blow in your ear just the right way. You be like, ooh, wait a minute, Jesus, that just went down to my belly button. That felt kind of weird. What was that? What the hell he just do? Did he just lick my earlobe? You know, little boy ain't gonna do that. He gonna sock you in the arm, call you ugly, mess with you. He ain't gonna do that. He got about 3 or 4 bumps and it's over with, and he like, she ugly. You know, boys your age is not gonna do that. A man older than you, he gonna caress you. He makes love to your mind. And once they got this, the body is going to crumble. And then you find yourself 48 years old, Brandy Norwood, I believe she's 48, 47, whatever, writing a bio about her life, how an older man turned her out. And she old now, looking back like, he manipulated me. No, it just felt right, Brandy, at the time. That's all. It just felt good. You had a crush on an older dude. He was famous. He was cute. Oh, and I can just imagine him singing to you. And I think that's how R. Kelly got a lot of his girls. You fine and you can sing. Yeah. I got a funny story for y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. But congratulations to Brandy Norwood. I am so proud of you. You've been through a lot. And then you still dealing with Ray J. Oh, God, we got to pray for Brandy. She's still dealing with this crazy brother. And I know she's holding a secret inside of her. And I wish she would have put it in her book about Whitney Houston. What was on the letter, Brandy? The world wants to know. What did she tell you? You know what I'm saying? She holding that secret. And after she got that letter, she started dogging her brother. So I think Whitney told her some stuff, and she either go take it to her grave or one day she just go crack it open. It might be a day if Ray J leave before her, maybe she'll tell a story then, because we got to remember that is her brother, and she don't want to see him get charged. It's something going on with that story, okay? It goes deeper than the surface that we see. But I'm gonna tell you about a story. I digress from that. It's a little funny story that I'm gonna let y'all go. I was in Chicago. My niece that passed away, she was 3 years younger than me, 3 or 4 years younger than me. My mother and sister and them was having kids together because my parents was old. But I have a niece, she was just like me. If she was still alive, y'all was told we was twins. And we used to tell people we were twins back in the day. But anyway, she was more flamboyant. She was, to me, she was more beautiful. She like a model. My niece was like 5'10", bow legs, real pretty. She was bubbly, funny, always she was doing pranks before pranks was doing pranks. My niece used to prank everybody. So if she was still around, trust me, I believe she'd be one of the biggest bloggers out there. But anyway, she was messing with this dude, right? This African dude. And I didn't know the man was married. So we met him at a tavern in Chicago. They call it taverns. So on the way there, she kept saying, hey, I met this rich African dude. He got this money. And we about to go kick it with him. I'm like, man, nobody want to go kick it with no African. No, what are you talking about? She said, man, shut up. Come on, we got to. I'm like, here we go. She said, as soon as we put up to the tavern, you know what she said to me? She said, Auntie, you got to take one for the team. Take one what? His friend with him. I said, I'm telling you right now, Mika. If you introduce me to Kunta Kinte cousin, and you know my mouth, I'm not doing it. She said, come on, please. Come on, he finna spend some money. So we go in there. I'm sitting there with them and the African dude. I'm sitting playing Pac-Man. We at the tavern. He buying drinks and food. I'm eating my chicken, playing Pac-Man. And he said, hey, baby girl, my friend finna come in. I'm like, yeah, okay. Why Ruben Stutter cousin walk in the door? This dude had to be about 450 pounds. And when I seen him coming through the door, I looked at my niece and I said, I swear to God, Mika. She did like this. Start her. Now, if that's him, I'm not playing with you. She said, one for the team. This brother came in. He asked, he said, where your auntie at? She said, there she is over there playing Pac-Man. I'm sitting there like this. He said, oh, you eat chicken without me? I wanted to say, you don't need a damn piece of grease from a chicken. Shut up. I said, hi. He said, come on outside with me. I'm looking at Mika, her boyfriend, her friend, telling me, he cool. We look like the number 10. I stand up, we look like the number 10. I said, oh my God, they didn't introduce me to Fat Albert Cousin. So we go outside. He said, get in my car. He said, I heard you sing. I said, yeah, sometimes. He said, you know I got a CD out. This brother, I ain't even lying, y'all. I shouldn't say this because he gonna know I'm talking about him. But this brother sued Beyonce and won, allegedly. He wrote this song and he introduced it to one of her people, and she sampled it and didn't know it was his because he was a singer too, just like Ruben Studdard. Like I told you, I know who Ruben Studdard is. So he telling me this, and I'm like, what? So now I'm in a deep conversation with him, like we talking about music. I ain't forgot about he liked me. So he was like, come and get in my car. So I'm looking around, I'm thinking he driving a semi truck big as he is, or an expedition or something. We look around, he driving a little red Corvette. We walking towards this Corvette, and I'm saying to myself, I know damn well this man is not in this Corvette, Jesus. I know he ain't in this Corvette. Oh, my God, he pulling out the keys, and he's in the Corvette. So how we both go fit in here? So he get in. He reach over, open the door. No, he opened the door for me, and then he went around and got in the car. He got in there. I swear we was on a gangster lean like this. I could swear I might be over-exaggerating, but it felt like this how we was. It felt like he was looking at me like this. So we sitting in the car, and he starts singing. This brother can blow. And a few times I had to catch myself because I closed my eyes. This brother sounded like R. Kelly. I mean, he was blowing. And I just had to close my eyes, and I was like, wait a minute, need to come back to reality. You were tripping. This is why I said music make panties drop. Mine didn't. But that's what I'm saying. Music would do that. The way that brother could sing. And a few times I had to catch myself like, I almost lost it for 1 minute. Okay, what you say? I had to come back to reality like, boy, if I wasn't looking at you, I would have swore I'm in the car with R. Kelly. So I know how somebody can sing. Now just put that with R. Kelly. Put that with Wanya. Put that back in the day with David Ruffin. You know, a lot of pennies used to go up on the stage with the Temptations. They can sing and they can dance. And put that with New Edition. Now y'all see how women can lose it. We just watched it on national TV with Chris Brown. The woman forgot she had a husband. It's easy to do. You can lose your damn mind. That's why you don't put yourself in them situations. That girl, Chris Brown, should have looked at her husband, looked at Chris and said, I'm not coming up there. You got me messed up, Chris. Because I'm going to kiss your pretty ass. Hey, you got me messed up. And you not setting me up like that. You know, the flesh is weak. You might say in your mind, when I get on this stage, I wish Rough Trezor would stick his tongue in my mouth. I wish, oh Lord, I wish he would, Jesus. I wish he would. He dancing all right. Because Bobby Brown used to do it, remember? Bobby Brown be dancing, listen, you know, he done flipped up backwards, his sack up in your eyeballs, and you're like, damn, Bobby. And then he started crawling up to you, and Prince used to, I done seen Prince in concert. Prince booty out, he got the booty out jeans, and he's shaking his butt in your face, and you like, woo. So you would lose your mind on that stage. So I already know, I said this yesterday, remember? If I'm sitting in the chair and Ralph Trezor dancing around me, and my husband out there, and I'm looking like I'm on the stage with New Edition. Ralph smells so good. Oh my God, he getting closer. Oh, he's touching my hand, Jesus. My knee won't stop shaking. Boy, don't you, he getting close to my face. I would have to talk myself out of it. He getting close to my face. Okay. No, don't do that. because I got to go home. I told y'all yesterday I would have kissed him, but for real, I'd be like, I gotta go home, and you ain't finna take me home. But I would have said, I probably would have did this, y'all. If I leave my husband, can I go with you? If he would have said yeah, I would have kissed him. I mean, I say all this to say, y'all, it's easy for women to fall for this shit. It's easy for us, especially as a young girl. Somebody can sing, somebody older, and they like you. How many of y'all used to be teenagers? That's a triple whammy. He can sing, he fine, and he like me. Oh, and another one, and he famous. Who you used to like when you was younger? That's famous. Older than you. Would it have not been easy to break your virginity? That's why parenting is important. Out of everything Brandy wrote in that book about Wanya, I blame her parents. I don't blame her. He's accountable because he was a grown-ass man and her parents was accountable. Somebody was supposed to protect her. It's not his job to protect her because he's the predator. It's mama and daddy's job. So whoever watching me right now, if you have a young girl in your life, you have a daughter, you have a little cousin, you have a granddaughter, drill them, man. Stay on them. Just stay on. Even though they might be out of control, they might be fast, you call mentors. You get them involved in youth groups. You try to get them back in church somehow, but you keep a hold of them. Don't let them go, because once these predators get your daughter, they end up being on trial with Diddy and they Cassie. I'm for real. Talking about they was getting beat and doing freak offs. You cannot let your daughters go. You got to hold on to them. You got to talk to them. You got to fuss. You got to stay in their face. You got to just pop up. My mama was the pop-up queen, and I used to do the same thing with my daughter. My daughter, Shantia, she tell her little sister right now, you got it made because mama didn't play when I was a teenager. Her friends used to sneak out the house and do everything, and when they get caught, the friend mama would call and be like, everybody was out the house but Shantia. Till she was in her dead sleep like she was faking. And I asked her, why everybody left? She said, because I didn't know when you was coming, mama. No, you don't. And I made that clear. Everywhere my daughter went, I made that clear. And I showed it to her to prove it to her. The first few times I started letting her spend the night somewhere, I pop her 3 or 4 times in the night. Pop up. Boop, what you doing? Nothing. Bringing them some pieces, some candy. I'm just checking on y'all. Or they could be outside and they see me riding around. And I'll point up at the street lights. And Shatia be like, because you know you finna get in the car, right? Their mama make you come in the house, you finna get in the car. I'm going in, Mom. Okay. All right. So I made it known my presence. You don't know when I'm coming. And you know what else I picked up on? When your kids do this. Do. Mom, where you at? What you doing? Nothing. Why? Oh, I was just wondering where you at. Okay. While they talking, I'm headed home. They calling me for what? I'm finna go see what you doing. And you know what I used to say? I'm across town. I'll be there in a couple hours. I'm about to pull up. I wasn't playing with mine. Soon as I thought you said a couple hours. Yeah, you don't know when I'm coming. We ain't doing nothing. Okay, that's good. Because I'll catch a case now. You have to stay on their neck. So they don't have these stories almost 50 saying somebody took their innocence. I don't want to hear no more of these stories, but guess what? We're going to get some more. It's still people in the industry. It's still people with stories that haven't been told. Look at the president. But see, the difference with him, those little girls didn't want to be there. However, why were they there? That's my question. I'm like, all these little girls didn't want to be there. Where were the parents? It's a whole lot of people should be getting arrested right now for a lot of things that they have not been charged for. Like Usher mama, like Justin Bieber mama. You and Justin Bieber want to fight each other. No, y'all parents need to be in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? To, what's her name? Kamora Simmons. Your mama need to be in handcuffs. Now, she was too busy enjoying Russell money like Tina Turner mama. Ike ain't that bad. They wanted money. They used their kids to be their way out. My kids got the talent. I'm finna put my energy in them. And Beyonce daddy, he did it opposite. He like, I ain't go, well, they did. She was Jay-Z. And he was older than her too. When she's like 17 and he was old as hell. That's the same thing. Isn't that the same story? Well, Beyonce like 17 when she was Jay-Z was in his 20s. The same story. But Beyonce daddy, he quit his corporate job. He put all his energy and time in Beyonce and Destiny Child, just like Brandy parents did. But his ass went out to Hollywood and lost his damn mind. He forgot he was married. He went out there like David Ruffin, making babies and shit. Oh, he went crazy. And he still ain't made it right. Joe Jackson, he forgot he was married to Catherine and had a daughter on her. And I believe her mama was younger than Joe. But guess what? I'm the Jackson 5's daddy. You Michael daddy? The panties drop. You want to meet Michael? Come on in my room. The panties drop. Because that's Joe daddy. That's Joe Jackson. That's Michael daddy. It's just that easy. If your daughters are not strong. Lastly, I met New Edition several times, y'all. Y'all been hearing me talk about New Edition. My whole teenage years, I was a New Edition, like a ghost chaser. I was chasing New Edition. But guess what? When I had that opportunity, and I was a virgin, when I had that opportunity, I didn't do it. Because I remember my value and common sense. I am not kidding y'all. I am not lying. Common sense set in, and I looked at my friend who had been with Bobby and Ricky, probably money gone. My friend didn't give a damn. But I looked at her and I said this to her. And she'll tell you if I ever get her on my channel. I said, do you know they probably do this in every city? She said, do what? I said, with girls. We ain't nothing special. We ain't famous. My friend said, I don't care. I'm talking about right now. I don't give a damn what they do in another city. I said, but I really like Ralph. So if Ralph touched me and I see him with somebody else, I'm going to lose my damn mind. And I was a kid saying this. I said, I'm not going to be messing with him. He don't like me. And she was like, well, how you know he don't like you? I'm just a girl that's in the hotel right now. I knew that at a young age. So I kept Ralph as, I love you because you famous and you Ralph Tresvant. I just want to take some pictures, hug you, see y'all next time. I left it just like that because I knew Ralph really didn't like me. I knew that Bobby Brown was retarded. I knew these were young boys. When they asked us to have a water balloon fight with them, and my brother got on that phone that day, and he cussed out Ricky Bell. He cussed him out and said, Negro, do you think I'm stupid? I know what you want, my little sister. And I almost lost my mind. He told Ralph, man, you better go somewhere. And my sister ain't coming down and know. I know what y'all want to do with these young girls. And I was listening. I'm like, what do they want to do? And from that day, I kind of realized they just want to sleep with us. These just some horny little boys that got some money. Kind of find out they didn't even have no money. These niggas was broke, still living in the projects. Y'all seen the movie. They would go on tour and go back to the projects. We had more money than they did. So they really was horny. Shit, they was looking for a lick. They hoping we buy them a pizza. Because they ain't had no money. They was making $1.50 at the tour. You know what I'm saying? I love you all. Go get Brandy's book. Protect your kids. Even the boys now. But this your girl Nina from Unbreakable, Strong Woman. What was that title again I had, y'all? I ain't even gonna say it. Go read the book. Congratulate Brandy. Protect your kids. And love on each other. And stay prayed up because there's predators out here. It's even predators that's coming after our old asses. And if you ain't no wise old woman, you would get taken advantage of. You would be giving somebody your Social Security. Just like Mr. Johnny. I'm finna go down here and see what Mr. Johnny had today the first. I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Mr. Johnny waiting on me.